do you mean to say that the Catholic Church played a great role in the development of science? Can you name more scientists who also helped in this development?
Well, I think you have to understand. You see, it is striking. Father Stanley Yaki, he was a distinguished philosopher of science and a priest, wondered why science flourished in a Christian society. And he proposed that the Christian mindset, the Christian framework, because it separates creator from creation, actually allows us to interrogate creation, to ask questions about it. For example, in the Buddhist society, especially those who who take seriously the account that living things cycle through different reincarnations and different forms, it's very difficult to do biology because this particular worm that you are studying may be your lola. And the framework, the Buddhist framework makes it very difficult to do the kind of science that we can do. If you look at the Muslim societies, what you see is that centuries ago there was a tussle between just like those who believed in faith alone and those who were also open to reason. And what you saw is that during that age, science flourished. But in more recent years, the Islamic frame has become more fideistic. It has become much more secured on faith alone. And so what happened is that the flourishing of the natural sciences that you saw in the Islamic civilization centuries ago came to a dead halt. And it is Christianity, and particularly the Catholic Church, which is the mother of Christianity, that allows us in professing the compatibility of faith and reason as two different ways, as two different wings to reach up to God the Father. It allows us, it gives us a space in which we as Christians, and even those who are post-Christian, to understand that creation is in fact not God. And because creation is not God, it is not divine, we can actually study it in a way that you couldn't expect us to study God himself.
Oh, so you mean, Father, this is something that I really don't know. I just heard it from you that this sciences develop more in Christian tradition.
It is Christian societies because there is an acknowledgement that that creatures are different from their creator, and that in fact to study creatures is to give praise to the creator. It forms a foundation, a foundation of knowledge, a foundation of practicality that allows certain science to flourish. This is not to say that it did not flourish elsewhere. So, of course, you see in Chinese culture, you see a huge flourishing of scientific endeavor as well. But it is striking, especially in the work of Stanley Yaki, it is striking that you see in Christian culture specifically um, that the push to study nature was actually an attempt of Christians to understand God who had left his fingerprints all over creation. So this is a controversial philosophical statement about history. But I think, when I speak to my friends who are Buddhist, if they take their Buddhist account, their mindset very seriously, it becomes difficult for them to do biology, right? So you can see simply in biology alone, you have to be able to acknowledge that we can do experiments, and we can do experiments on these living creatures simply because these living creatures are not God, but they are products of God's wisdom. They are products of God's will, and therefore they reveal his glory in some way. And so studying them is again an act of worship. It's an act of acknowledging that God is creator.